your heart. Sorry, 'cause I can't get what I want, and I don't need you. It's charging, I'm gonna waste my time, but someone's slowing me down, 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 down. So high, I'm floating, I'm shining in my prime. Start rolling over, 'cause you can't take my crown. I'll always be tapping off the ground. My crown. I'll always be tapping off the ground. Can't take my crown. Can't take my crown. Can't take my crown. Let me feel your love again, 'cause I've been running round in circles screaming out your name. Take me to a different place, just the two of us, and we can stay up all night, kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do, staying up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you, oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be the someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you, oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be the someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you, oh, I wanna be with you. Be with you. All that time away from you, I didn't think I'd make it without you by my side. Let me feel your love again, just the two of us, and we could stay up all night, kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do, staying up all night, everything is alright.
What's up, guys? Shawn here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night. As you can see, I've changed things up a little bit. When I moved into the studio, I set up this seamless paper background. And then like the first week I did a live stream, like the sun was setting like right there in the window. And so you'd see this little dot, like the dots from my blinds just slowly move across the back. So since I put a curtain up, I don't have that issue anymore. So I've decided to switch things around. I've completely redone my office. So this side of the office is nice and clean and the way I want it. And this side of the office is what I haven't got to yet. So this side of the office is kind of a mess, but with this, I'll have a kind of computer tutorial set over there. And then I'll have, my live stream will be coming from this angle. So I'll be able to do like a talking head interview with the backdrop. So yeah, I've got kind of the table out of view and all that kind of stuff. So check. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? We're doing things a little bit different. I'm actually running my stream over there. And I can tell my white balance is kind of weird. So something might be a little off. But I'm running my live stream from over there on my PC. And then I've got my Surface here. And I'm live streaming as two different computers to this live stream. And I'm running my audio through the camera. So let's see if that's good. Can you guys hear? Are we good? Check. All right. I've got headphones running from my camera all the way over here so I can check that out. So I feel like everything's pretty good. Let me know if the audio's tinny. I really can't do anything about that. But yeah, let me know. Yeah. Hope you guys are having a good week. So glad that Nacho's out of quarantine. So that's good. We got Daniela here. Steve's here. Brent Newman's here. Nacho's here. And I think we're good. So I'm noticing the color bouncing kind of back and forth. So I'm not sure what that's about. So I might switch to a different thing next week. But I want to show you the difference between the color balance on the Canon versus the crappy little camera that's on the Surface. All right. So we're going to switch over to the Surface camera. Check this out. It's so exciting. Huh? Look at the color difference, guys. It's like, so over there, it's all super saturated and actually is true to life. So the fact that the white balance looks pretty good over there might be because it's got some white wall in it, and I don't have any white on me. So I wonder if I held up some white, if that would change it. Maybe not. So we're going to work that out. I still like the way it looks. If you guys want to see kind of, this is kind of what the office looks like. So it's optical illusion, the fact that I have a background. But that's about as big of seamless paper as I could get. I'm a big guy. So, but it works out pretty good that I'm kind of cropped in, like right there is kind of where my crop is. Kind of like walking like an Egyptian. But, so yeah. And the trouble with this is that I had it. I'm so glad I tested it because I was getting like some weird audio feedback, some lag, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. So Lisa's here. What's up? I'm not sure why you said that, Lisa. Oh, my mic is, nope. Yep, I think we're good. So Nacho said, I still have pneumonia, but he's out of quarantine. So that's awesome. Super cool. I don't know if Lisa's trying to start something, but so we're gonna see what's going on. I've had a couple he's been asking me some weird things. So we're about to see what happens there. But yeah, hope you guys are having a good night. I put on the description that for today that we were going to talk about action cameras, mobile rigs, and travel type items. But I'm anxious to see just kind of what you guys want to talk about. That's the backup topic that we can talk about if we end up getting some dead air. But yeah. So what are you guys doing and hanging out in quarantine and hanging out with your families and stuck at home and all that kind of stuff? My camera keeps bouncing back and forth, so I'm not digging that. So we got to figure that out. See if I can fix it, but no. There's some kind of weird. I wonder if I change the. See if I change this to blue. Make this a cooler color. Oh, that's just on and off. So that's more of a blue background. I mean, I feel like the colors are pretty natural. My skin tones are very clayish. So there's that, but I don't think it looks that bad. It's hard for me to tell on this screen because I'm looking right at the light. Whereas like if I look over there on that screen, I can kind of tell what's going on. But so what do we got? Daniela said, forgot to say you were out. My suggestion, stay at home. My husband told me to forward a good receipt. Nacho said, I was in one room of my house for 14 days. Now I can roam through the whole house. Nice. Lisa said, and I've not asked you anything. You said WTF is what you said, Lisa. Daniela said, take a German beer if you get in New York City. Looks okay. All right. So, yeah. So, as you guys know, I have the GoPro Hero 8. And I ordered the GoPro Media Mod, and it is on its way finally. So China is no longer under the crazy quarantine there, and they're starting to manufacture their items. My Insta360 Aerial Edition was supposed to ship out by March 31st. We're a week into April, and it hasn't shipped out yet, but I'm giving them a little grace to figure out, to get people back in the studios and work everything out. So I don't like it that screen's over there now. I need to put a legit monitor in front of me. I can probably put one right there or like one right here. But yeah, working that out. So yeah. So this is the pre-show. This is where we get all the kinks worked out. We've been live streaming for 15 minutes now. Everything seeps. Okay. Yeah, Lisa, I didn't want to. I hope I didn't offend you. We had a couple trolls last week that were, or 2 weeks ago, that kind of came on and started cussing and kind of messing up my show. So anyway, I just want to hope I didn't offend you. So that's what Nacho says. I'm probably going to fly tomorrow. My wife wants a roof inspection of our home. Oh, nice. Don't fly too close to your roof. Don't drop it on your roof. No, Nacho's a pretty good flyer. What was I going to say? So those of you that were here last week, I did a demonstration of DroneLink where we did a mission where I would fly over to the water tower that's over by my house. And I think the water tower is like 900 or it's like 1,200 or 400 feet away. Not that big a deal. And so I went to fly it this week, and I haven't shown you guys the video yet. I'm still trying to figure out how exactly I want to edit it. But everything went great. We did all the math right. So I flew high enough so that I wouldn't hit any trees. Like there was nothing in the way. Line of sight, since I flew so high, line of sight was pretty good the whole way because I'm going over like a patch of woods. But when I was flying, over to the water tower, I'm on the ground and the trees are up at an angle. But since I flew like 350 50 feet up in the air, I could still see the drone most of the flight, right until it got to the water tower. But what I forgot about, like flying up high, I wasn't going to be, there wasn't a chance. I didn't think there was going to be a chance where the water tower was going to be between me and the drone. But since I was like down here and the water tower was like up here, that angle, wait, this is hard to do. That angle, the drone ended up going on the other side of the water tower, and then you've got this huge ball of water and metal between you and your drone, and so no signal can get through that. It's like trying to send a signal through a swimming pool. And so so it completely lost connection, right? And for some reason, I thought it was going to be like, I really don't like this white balance flickering like this. I'm about to go fix that. But so with my Parrot drones, if I lose connection, if it loses connection enough, it will just fly back home. And if it loses connection a little bit, but then it gains connection again, it'll continue to fly the mission until it comes back home. Because ultimately, it's just going to come back to the same spot that you started from. But it went up to the water tower and started doing an orbit around the water tower, and then it just stopped. And it said, connection lost. And then it kept flashing back and forth between connection lost, connection lost, joystick. And it just like kept, all these things just kept flashing on my screen back and forth. So I sat there for about, I don't know, maybe a minute. Because in some of my Parrot missions, I've lost connection on my Parrot missions, and then the drone will eventually come back to me, because it's going through the mission. But the drone just kind of hung there, and I was like, "What is going to happen?" And so since I kept losing connection, it was going in and out of connection. It just, so every time it went to connection, I just kept hitting that return to home button over and over and over again. So the one thing that we got right was the fact that it was that my return to home was set at 350 feet up in the air. So when I hit return to home, it just turned and just went back home. So I got my drone back, but man, it was crazy. So all right, so let's catch up. We're going to catch up to what you guys are saying, and then I'm going to fix this thing. So Daniela said, you got hot and a fever maybe, but next corning, you feel well and your pneumonia gets raster over. So I think what she's saying is the pneumonia gets over faster if you drink alcohol. That's what I think Danielle is saying. Nacho said he's not worried about offending me. Oh. I offended you a long time ago, Nacho. So Stephen Drone says, do any flying? Yeah, that's about all the flying that I did. I have a surprise on the way. I ended up getting a iFlight Bumblebee with a GoPro Hero 8 attachment and the DJI FPV goggles and the DJI transmitter. So I'm pretty excited about diving into the world of Cinewooping, and I haven't wanted to do it for a long time just because the from what I've seen, the FPV cameras have been crap. Like the signal's not very good, so there's a lot of interference from the blades that kind of vibrate and cause static, and so you get these just really bad images coming across on your FPV goggles. But with the FPV air unit, or with the FPV, I'm getting them confused because I've been watching a lot of videos, but I'm getting the newest goggles from DJI, and the transmitter kind of looks like a Phantom transmitter, but it's black, and it's for the air unit. And then I'm pretty sure it's the air unit. There's one that's OcuSync and there's one that's air. I'm pretty sure air is the newest one, but it'll actually record in 1080. So if I don't want to put my GoPro on the CineLoop, I can fly around and get 1080 footage that looks really good. And then I can also put a GoPro on it and it'll be awesome. So I haven't done much flying, but super excited about that. And I'm getting the media mod for the GoPro is what the latest news for the channel is. And this week I really had a lot to do. I've had a lot of work to do. And then I'm live streaming for my church on Friday we're running church over StreamYard. So that'll be interesting. So anyway, so I'm going to catch up real quick. Maybe you could set your video to grayscale. That's a good idea. Oh, Shawn, you did let certify your YouTube channel. No. Alcohol hot in a candle. Then alcohol goes out. Uh-oh. All right. So I'm gonna fix the camera real quick. I sound like Elmer Fudd. I'll be right back. Right after I put this screen up. All right, guys, we'll see if that fixed it. I see that a couple people dropped off. That's all right. Hope y'all have a good night. Daniela, I know you hate GoPro, but I stinking love it. So you're going to have to just get over that. Nacho, are you saying I don't have any pants on? Because I have pants on. So I switched it to TV mode. So let me know if the white balance keeps flicking on and off. I feel like that fixed it. I had it in portrait mode. And in the portrait mode, it kind of tries to adjust your skin tones. So I might have some really weird colors going on here. I've got teal. Then I've got a blue background. All right. So now that that's going on, let's change this to, that's blue. That kind of turns it to gray. I feel like that's pretty good. All right. So what time we got? 6:51. I'm going to roll the intro at 7. And then I'm going to do the intro again for those that are actually showing up at 7. I don't know if anybody shows up at 7. I haven't really watched. But Nacho says he doesn't drink, he'll be sick forever. So yeah. So I'm getting the, what was I going to talk about? So Danielle, you hate GoPro. What action cameras do you have? Or if you have any? I know you have some, I think you have the Mi Sphere, if I remember correctly. And I know you had did you have a Xiaomi drone? I'm not sure. You had a white drone, I thought. And then your husband did racing, FPV. So see how good my memory was from a year ago. So now we've dropped down to 3 people. That's super exciting. All right, Daniel said, tomorrow I hope to get my first Visa credit card to sponsor your patience with me with some bucks for excuse. Please excuse my GoPro hater talk. So Daniela has the GoPro Fusion. Well, why do you hate GoPro if you have the Fusion? And you have the Samsung Gear. I'm thinking about selling all of my 360 cameras, but I don't know if anybody would buy them. I have 360 cameras from 2 years ago that aren't even close to being as good as 360 cameras now. So that'll be interesting. I'm a little gassy now. So Nacho said workflow. Yeah, the GoPro Fusion has a crazy workflow. I wouldn't even call it a workflow. I'd call it like I don't know. It doesn't feel like it flows very well. It's like a work stopped up. So I apologize if I'm not all together tonight. It has been one of those weeks. You're trying to keep your mind healthy with all this virus thing going on. And I thought, I'm super excited about my office, though. I've definitely cleaned a lot of it up over there. So that'll be exciting. Oh, Brent. Yeah. So I talked to Newman over the last week. There was a guy selling his Inspire 1 version 2. But it was, so there are 2 guys. One of them was selling an Inspire 1 for $950 that had 2 batteries with it. And then the other guy was selling one that was practically brand new, but the camera was busted. So I don't know how you have a brand new drone with a camera busted. He probably turned it on and left the guide on it or something. I don't know what's going on with this camera. But he said it's like brand new, but I have a feeling he broke the camera on it and then didn't fly it for a year or two or something. I don't know what he did. But anyway, he was selling his for $1,000. So I was asking Newman's opinion on whether I should get the Inspire, just because I think the Inspire would be a great thing to carry a great drone to carry other cameras with, just like my Unique Typhoon H. Because I'm toying about, I might sell my Unique Typhoon H because I'm really interested in the new Autel Evo 2. Probably the 6K version, because the 6K version has a 1-inch sensor on it. And now that drones are coming out with 1-inch sensors on them, I don't really want to go back to a tiny camera. So anyway, those are my current thoughts. I also apologize if you can hear my family. I didn't think about it, but when my camera was over there pointing this way, the only thing that's over there is the edge of my house. But now that my microphone's here and it's pointing this way, the bathroom's right there. So my wife's in the bathroom over there, and then brushing her teeth, and then the kids are over there fighting over the PS4 I put in the living room. So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Things are good. And then you might also wonder why I decided to be so low tonight. And so I wanted to be able to put this up, kind of my bug, without cutting my head off. So that's kind of why I'm a little lower than usual. So anyway, we're constantly trying to figure things out. I saw a really good video over the last week of, and I've been using them for a while, but using monitor stands, to put cameras on, and my overhead camera for my unboxings is on an arm, and it's like a monitor arm, but it's like solid steel, so it holds my camera really well. So they had one where you basically put a camera on that stand. So I've been playing around with that too. So Stephen Drone says keep the H plus. Yeah, I decided to keep the H plus, because I decided not to buy the Inspire. Instead, I spent that money on a Cinewhoop. So I've noticed when I buy used items, I don't get many views on YouTube because nobody really is searching for that anymore. So I need something on my channel. I don't want to do everything new because that gets really expensive, and then all the YouTubers that are actually making money on YouTube, they get stuff for free because they're cool and they're in the club. I still have to buy things on my own, so it just gets expensive. So I decided to get a Cinewhoop because I'm hanging out at home all the time, and I'd really like to fly in my backyard with the Cinewhoop. And the Cinewhoop the iFlight Bumblebee is not as, actually I can show you guys. I want to go to their site. They have really bad search engine optimization when their site is not the first one that comes up. Of course, it's hard to beat Amazon, but come on, where's iFlight's website? Let's just do iFlight. Here we go. All right, so this is the iFlight. Oh, I got to turn my banner off. Dang it. All right, we're back here. So it was up here, wasn't it? There it is. So this is the Cinewhoop that I want. Well, actually, I don't want. I'm getting it. But it's the Bumblebee, and then I got the one. As you can see, it's got the. Can I make this big? Yeah. So what I love about it is it'll carry all of my action cameras, so I can actually do a stabilization test on a Cinewhoop. Here, it actually has the GoPro 8 holder on it, but I also saw on Thingiverse where I can print a version that is just a GoPro mount. So I can actually put any of my cameras on here that have GoPro mounts. So I'm going to try the Rilo out. I'm going to try the Insta360 One X. The only thing is, like, there's a big LiPo battery that goes here. So I thought about, kind of just laying the Insta360 One X on it. But I think the Insta360 One R, I think, is going to be perfect here. And I'm even thinking about, once I get the aerial edition, seeing if I can modify it to go on this Cinewhoop as well. But it's got these nice foam bumpers. It's got these let's see if we can see a top view. Yeah, this carbon fiber is like, I think it's like 20 mil carbon fiber, pretty much indestructible. I've seen guys like hit trees with them. So it's going to be weird for me trying to fly it, just because I'm used to being cautious. But as you can see, here's the DJI air unit right there. But, I'm used to being really cautious and not flying into things, not hitting things. But this is it's made to bounce off things. The blades are completely covered, so you're not worried about snapping your blade into the side of a tree or anything like that. I've seen people like kick it and while it's in the air and all that kind of stuff. So actually pretty excited about it. So yeah, that's the iFlight Bumblebee that I'm going to be getting. And then since it has the DJI Air unit, I'm going to get to use the new DJI FPV system. So I'll be able to do some reviews on how that FPV system works. I won't have anything to compare it to because I've never really done FPV that much. I played around with the Paradanafi's FPV, but it's like fake FPV. And then the fixed wing mode on the DJI drones is fake. This will actually be, move around and all that kind of stuff. So let's see what I missed. Steve doesn't want me. Oh yeah, he doesn't want me to sell my Typhoon H. Yes, it's near over with 360. Nacho said, I would not say it's over, but the hype is less. Brent Nunley's here. What's up, Brent? Yeah, Daniela tried to win the 360 contest. Nacho says hi. Hey. So Daniela, that was the iFlight Bumblebee, is what it's called. And there's 100 different flavors of the Bumblebee. You can either get the one with the DJI Air unit in it, or you can get one with a different air unit that works with your Fat Sharks and all that kind of stuff. And then there's you can put any kind of motor on it you want to. Like the FPV community, I've started like just blowing my mind watching some of the videos. It's like a whole new world. It's like custom RC back in the day. Um, when I was putting custom engines on uh, little RC cars and, Traxxas. Anyway, so it'll be interesting. I'm used to just buying something and flying it, and this one is pre-tuned and ready to fly outside of the box. So when I get it, all I really have to do is pair up my goggles and pair up my controller, and then it's ready to go. And I might just do that at first. But I was watching another video where a guy changed how it disarmed. Like he set up one toggle on his receiver to do a pre-arm and then an arm. And so when he landed on his carpet, he didn't just chew up his carpet or in the grass or something like that. So anyway, you can go in and you can tweak everything about it if you want to. I think it's beta flight, I think is what you pre-tune it in. So we're going to have some fun, guys. Pretty excited about it. Brett Newman said, very nice little bird. I had a tiny whoop and enjoyed it, but having HD video would be sweet. Yeah, so it'll have HD video on board. So like when you're looking through the goggles, it's 720p, and I think it's 120 frames per second. So and from what I've read is the lag is pretty much gone. So when you're making quick maneuvers through trees and stuff, you kind of need to know what's happening in real time. So I don't know, it'll just be fun. Something new. I'm getting kind of stale doing an unboxing and then a test and then another unboxing and a test. So it'll be fun to have something new and fresh to get excited about on my channel. Nacho said, better get on the simulator. Oh, yeah. Maybe I could do that now. I could probably do that now. So Brent's saying hi to Brent. Brent Nelly says, got ninja skills. Oh, Daniela wants me to write the name of it. I forgot she doesn't speak English. Michael Blade's here. What's up, Michael? Welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a good night. Hope you're healthy. All right, so it looks like Danielle is going to look that up and check it out. What do you guys think of these colors? I feel like the color is pretty good now. Is it bouncing back and forth between blue and teal? Or is the white balance pretty good now? I used to do it in manual mode on my camera, but it was, I changed everything. So I didn't want to completely have a weird live stream. So I put it on auto, and that didn't work out. So those of you that are in the chat, if you have some patience with Daniela, she's from another country and she's actually chatting through a translation app. So some of the things that she says might be kind of hard for us to understand, but we can work through it. So Daniela said she loves my live stream. It's interactive. That's good. That's positive. That's good. I really want to up my game, but I feel like if I live stream during the week, and I don't put out videos, then my channel is going to get kind of boring. So we're going to put out some Insta360 goes. Insta360, I feel like Insta360 is kind of ramping back up. So we're going to start doing some Insta360 videos again, just because China was hit with this virus really, really hard. And so they released a camera, and then all of a sudden they couldn't manufacture it, which sucks. And Autel's the same way. They announced this drone in January, and here it is, middle of April, and they haven't even sent out the first one yet. So, and GoPro's the same way. GoPro, they released this camera with all these amazing mods, and I'm just like, as a YouTuber, I'm all excited, ready to go. Let's do this. And then, and then they just, manufacturing just dies in China. So, hopefully we will be rocking it out. My channel is suffering because I've ordered all these things and I've paid for them, and they're just kind of stuck in pending mode. So even my goggles I bought from B&H, but they closed the warehouse, so I couldn't even get the goggles that I bought. So it's amazing what's going on here in this world with this virus. I've never been a part of it. Nothing in my lifetime has ever hit as hard as the coronavirus that I can remember, where everything has been shut down. So Brett Newman says the iFlat Homil. Brett Newman's going to start translating for Daniela. That's nice. Danielle said, I just take some 30 private lessons to learn English, and Google auto correction tries to change to German. So I forgot to run my intro. You guys forgot to tell me to run my intro. So I'm going to run my intro. And we are going to start this thing. We've already started, but here we go. What's up, guys? Shawn here. Welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Shawn. I'll be your host. We've been chatting for, looks like 51 minutes. We've been chatting so far. If you don't show up to the pre-show next week, hopefully you can come hang out in the pre-show. But tonight we're going to talk about, so far we've been talking about CineWhoop that's coming my way. We've talked about action cameras a little bit of GoPro in there. Yeah, we're just hanging out tonight. I didn't want it to be super formal just because I've had a long week. It's been tough. And so I just really wanted to hang out with you guys. Pretty sure we'll go to 8, but if I don't have anything to talk about, then we might cut it short, just because I have a lot of other things that I need to do as well. But yeah. So what do you guys want to talk about? Do you guys want to talk about CineWhooping? I don't know much about it, but I can talk about it if you guys want. Or we can look at the media mod. I know the media mod was announced back in January, or probably even before that. It was probably last year. And we're just now starting I'm getting a media mod. I should be getting it tomorrow. So I'm super excited about that. I'll actually be able to live stream with a GoPro if I want to. So Brett Newman says, do you rock multiple monitors in your home office as you work from home? So my setup at work, those of you that don't know, I am a UX engineer is my title. And basically that's user experience. And since I've been kind of a web designer for 20 years, my skills are in making things readable, making things consumable on a website. And so how that translates to my current job is I am working at a healthcare company where we're building software for clinical staff to use. And so as they're working through their application, it's my job to make their user experience better, more efficient. It needs to be readable for people that have, poor eyesight, or they're colorblind, or, there's all kinds of accessibility issues. Sometimes people can't use a mouse, so they'll, all they do is use the arrow keys. So there's little things like that I work through in my work. So I'm basically a graphic designer for an application. Like I'm designing an application. So I have 3 monitors at work. Well, I have 2 monitors and a laptop screen. Okay. And at home, I used to just work from home on Fridays. So most of my Fridays were chewed up with meetings, and then I'd be doing a little bit of development here and there. So I never really went crazy with the monitor setup, because at work with the 3 monitors, usually one monitor is just email and chat. And then I use 2 monitors to develop on. I develop on one screen, and then I look to see what the result is on the other screen. But that's kind of what I did today here at home in my office. A lot of the redesigning of my home office, because we've been working from home for a couple weeks now, and we probably work through May, I would think. So I wanted to get comfortable. I wanted to create a nice environment. So, and I'll probably show it to you once the office is a little clean. I want to do a tour while it's clean, because it might not stay clean. But basically I have I've got a 5K iMac that you guys have seen in the background of my previous week's live streams. And then I've had 2, they're just HD monitors, but they're 2 27-inch HD monitors that have kind of been sitting in the corner since I moved into this office. I've never really set them up. So basically I have them over there now, and I moved my PC, my desktop PC, my gaming rig. I moved that over on that wall. So on that wall, I now have 2 27-inch monitors, and then my iMac. And then depending on what I do, each monitor has multiple inputs. So I'll probably set up one of the monitors as just my PC monitor. I thought about setting both of them up as my PC and then just running the Mac. But if I'm going to develop during the week on my Mac, I'm going to devote one of the 27-inch monitors to my Mac. So I'll have dual monitors there, and then I'll just have another monitor for my PC. And then, since I'm working from home, that other monitor might have like YouTube videos. I can run YouTube videos from my desktop computer on, learning Bootstrap, or learning jQuery, JavaScript, those type of things. So it'd be cool to have I've actually also been thinking about just running the drone academy, and getting, working on my Part 107 while I'm home. I don't have to, I'm at work, you have to put your headphones in, but since I'm here all by myself in my room, I don't have to put my headphones on. I can just play it over the speaker. So I've been using Amazon Echo to play music while I develop, and it's been nice. And even meetings, I don't like when I worked in an office, and we went to meetings, you have to kind of respect the person that's talking. Your body language is important. You don't want to be rude, all that kind of stuff. Well, since we've all been working from home and putting a lot of stress on the network, we've been told not to use video conferencing, so we're just using audio conferencing over WebEx, and so it's been kind of nice that I don't have to look like I'm interested the whole time, because there are a lot of different people in meetings, and I'm not interested in the entire meeting. Like, there are some parts of the meeting where it's important that I listen, but there's other parts of the meeting where someone else is just talking about something that has nothing to do with me or what I do. So it might be kind of nice to just run a meeting on that screen while I'm developing over on my other two screens. So that was a long answer to your question, Brent, but great question. Oops, that didn't work, did it? That was weird. All right, so we got this question about what flight times will you get with the Bumblebee. So I ordered the 6S system. There's there's multiple systems out there when it comes to FPVs. There's, from what I understand, there might have been a 1S, but from what I've seen so far, there's been a 2S, a 3S, a 4S, a 6S. I don't know what happened to 5S, but I don't see many people talking about the 5S. But it's based on the battery. And from what I understand, the 6S battery system is a lot more efficient and has a lot more amperage. Whereas if people fly with a 4S battery, and this is the LiPo battery that's on top, you can pick any flavor you want, any manufacturers. It just has like a standard plug that you plug in. But the 6S, so the 4S battery will, there's like a fall off in the middle. So you can ramp it up in the middle, and then all of a sudden, like, all of your juice in your battery just kind of disappears. So everybody kind of lands at 30% left or 20% left, which is kind of what we do now with GPS drones. We return to home, we want to give ourselves enough time to get back home. So if you're, and the FPV Cine Whoops, they don't have crazy range, and you don't really want to fly them really far away, especially since you're flying. There's no like hover hold, like you're flying in acro mode the entire time. So the last thing you want to do is lose connection while you're doing a flip-de-flip up in the air, right? So you want to keep the drone pretty close to yourself. I've seen where people like fly up. I really want to go to like an abandoned building or something like that and fly it around. But here in Nashville, I'll just be flying through the woods and through trees and stuff. But so battery time, I'm getting the 6S system, and from what I've watched, you can get about probably 6 or 7 minutes out of it, where the 4S battery, you can get about half of that. So you can get like 3 to 4 minutes, and this is videos that I've watched, and I've seen people do some crazy flips, and like, when you're doing a flip up in the air, you have to crank the throttle, to go straight up and then flip around. And I've seen where they like let off on the throttle and the whole thing just kind of floats down, and then they zoom off. And so, just like when you're driving a car, and when you're driving in the city, you're giving a lot of gas and then taking a lot of gas away. So same kind of thing. Think of an FPV drone as, you're pushing on you're constantly giving it, changing the speed of the motor to kind of keep yourself up in the air. Whereas a GPS drone that hovers, it kind of holds it all the time, so it doesn't have to constantly push and pull and all that kind of stuff. So think of like a GPS drone as cruise control on the interstate. And then FPV drone is like touch and go traffic, just, on and on and on. So battery time is going to differ depending on what I do. Now, I'm used to flying. So this is going to be a completely new thing for me because I'm used to flying as slow as I possibly can to get a nice, buttery, smooth shot. Whereas this one, I will be flying really fast, trying to go through trees and stuff like that. You can hover pretty slow with it, but for the most part, you kind of want to fly it pretty fast. So that's what the flight time is. So I've seen where a lot of people just get a bunch of batteries. But with CineWhoop footage, if I'm filming at 60 frames per second, so if I'm on the GoPro Hero 8 and I'm recording at 4K 60 frames per second, that's going to be beautiful footage. And the stabilization on the GoPro is awesome. I'm also going to try it with the DJI Osmo Action, with the Insta360 We're going to try all those cameras out. But recording at a high speed, high frames per second, then I can bring that down. I can cut that video speed in half, and then you can have like this, just kind of beautiful flowing cinematic footage. So we're going to try that out. And then if I fly cautious, and then I can always speed it up, and you guys might think I'm amazing. So we'll just see what happens. So Danielle says she uses live stream at home with OBS software and change between the scenes with the elevator key tab. Nice. Alligator. I don't know if that's right either. Not Rolling says he does not have to wear pants either. Google makes me crazy. Nacho, you have pants on. So Nacho said I need simulator time. So I might. So you think I should learn how to fly on the simulator before I actually fly it? That might be good advice. I'm getting the transmitter with the drone though, but I don't know if there's a what. So Nacho, what simulator would you suggest? And can I fly a simulator with the transmitter that I have right now? I have. I would say the closest thing that I have to an FPV transmitter would be the transmitter on my Unique Q500. It seems like a transmitter that I could pair. It seems like an old school transmitter. And when I look at like the FrySkys or the transmitters that have, multiple radio signals and all that kind of stuff, different channels, it feels like that controller would work. Nacho said OBS works on Mac again. That's good to know. So Nacho said you use the transmitter with the software. Yeah, I get that. So you're saying when I get it, use the transmitter, the DJI transmitter. I should have turned all that off. But yeah, do you know if there's one in beta flight or if it's a whole nother app? I actually don't know. Let's see that. Let's figure that out together. All right, so I don't think any of those things are. Let's try this. I always get nervous whenever I surf the internet on my live stream because you never know what's going to come up. So we've got Velocidrone. We've got FPV Air 2. We've got Liftoff. We've got the Drone Racing League. The controller is obvious requirement for the simulator unless you wish to use a keyboard. I strongly recommend that you use the same controller you fly with. Okay, that's good. So I need to wait till I get the controller in and then do that. So Google, such as the Fat Shark Dominator series, have an inbuilt HDMI input. When plugged in the computer, the HDMI cable, the goggles can act as a computer monitor. So my DJI, I know that the DJI Racing Edition goggles that I have an HDMI input. I'm not sure about the FPV ones because the FPV ones are pretty, from what I understand, they're not really meant to, they're meant for a good connection and to work seamlessly with the air unit, but they're not good with other things, from what I understand. But they might have an HDMI input. I don't remember. Brent Newman probably knows. So, yeah. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. All right, so now we got 4 people in the chat. We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. So that's good. I think I started early. Nacho built in PC while he was in quarantine. So that's pretty awesome. So Nacho said Velocidrone. He knows a lot of people that uses that. I have no experience. Yeah, that's a good idea. So the first thing I'll do is I'll hook up Velocidrone. I'd like to learn how to do flips and loop-to-loops and all that kind of stuff, but I also really just want cinematic footage. And something that I'm going to try is to put my, if I can find it, I have no idea where my Insta360 Evo is. So I might go back and actually get one again. But I don't know if putting a VR 180 camera on a Cinewhoop would just be annoying or what. Because I've played some of those roller coaster games and I almost want to throw up on them. So the Cinewhoop might be too much for that. But who knows? We'll try it. We'll see what it's like. That's what I do. I like to put things on drones. So. Daniela wants me to play a video. So it's called World of Whoop. So I'm going to do it without audio because I don't want to do any copyright. And this might be, let's just see what she's talking about. All right, we're going to play this video. So here we go. Yeah, it looks like this is a beta. These are like tiny whoops. Look at that. He can like fly right through branches. So, yeah, I'm super excited to get some of this type of footage. It looks like a toy building. Maybe that was a toy building that he flew around because he looks like he's just as tall as it. But like when he's flying through branches and stuff, I think that's cool. But you can only fly through so many branches. So I'm going to stop putting this because I don't want to end up having issues with copyright. But I took the audio off, so hopefully that'll be fine. And I didn't play a lot of the video, but I'll give him credit after the fact. So hopefully there won't be any kind of weird stuff. Brent Newman says his goggles have an HDMI input, a micro HDMI input. I have no idea where mine are right now. There they are. But yeah, but the FPV version of the goggles, I'm not sure what those will end up having. Nacho said he set up his studio at home. Awesome. Danielle said it's 3:30 in the morning. Did you stay up just to watch me, or do you just not sleep? Yeah, Danielle, I'm going to go back and watch that video for real. I can't show other people's content on my channel without getting flagged. So I just want to be careful there. But I might, ask for permission and actually show the entire video. It's usually people love, like I love it when my content is being showed on other people's channels as long as they give me credit. There was one guy that straight ripped my entire video and called it his own, and but YouTube flagged it for me, and so I was able to cut it off. And then the same thing happened. Nacho's video of him flying over, like it was like a boat that was sunk, and it had a bunch of seals on it. And he let me put that video on my channel, on my live stream, and then it ended up telling me that Nacho copyrighted my video, but in turn, it was actually his video that I put on my channel. So Nacho said, I would not put anything on it first. The learning curve is steep. Okay. Is it like flying a TIE fighter in Battlegrounds, or like playing a video game? I feel like it's the same thing that I do, minus the fact that there's no letting go of the stick and it hovering. You pretty much have to throttle it the whole time, and then you just have to maneuver it, is what I understand. But yeah, I do know that there's a completely different mind shift. So Danielle says we have 14 days off in the infection hospital. That staff can relax. Nacho. Are you so Nacho, are you So Nacho, are you talking about the fact that when I played your video, I'm pretty sure I talked to you about it. But yeah, the every once in a while I'll get these things on my YouTube channel, like in the dashboard, and it'll say someone has stolen your content. And so I was like, oh, let me check that out. And I looked at it, and it was you that had stolen my content, but that wasn't the case. It was actually it was actually your video that I put on my live stream when you sent it over to me. And it basically just asked me, what do you want to do? Do you want to cease and desist the person? And I said, or do you want to not do anything? And I said, not do anything. And so, yeah, because I knew that you didn't do anything wrong, and I knew that I didn't do anything wrong, because we actually had a conversation about that video, and you gave me permission and all that stuff. So I was like, well, just move on. But I thought I'd told you about it, but maybe not. We ran out of creamer today. This is the last bit of the creamer. So got to go out and get some of that. My wife bought this awesome beef at Walmart. So I made burgers today at lunch. And that's something I do really love about working from home, is that when I go on my lunch break, I can patty up some burgers and cook them out on the grill. And it's cheap. We've saved so much money. Like we've bought more groceries than normal because we're not eating out. But a meal from grocery store bought food is a lot cheaper than just eating out all the time. So when I worked in Franklin, Tennessee, I would just go out to eat every day. And, I'd drop like $7 or $8 every day for lunch. And then here, I've been eating Lunchables. We had burgers today, but for the most part, it's been like Lunchables or a ham sandwich, or it's been leftovers. So like I'm saving, so not driving, I'm probably saving maybe $15 a day. And then not eating out, I'm saving another $8 a day. So I'm saving like $22 a day just working from home. So other things are happening though, like probably using more electricity, probably using more water, little things like that. But man, my wife, she would drive maybe an hour and 15 minutes a day. And so she's not doing that. So it's interesting. We're just going to put this up for everybody to see. Or take it down. So Danielle has had some experience with the copyright issues. So it's 7:45, and we're about to close this thing out in about 15 minutes. So is there anything that you guys would like me to do a video on that I haven't been doing videos on lately? I feel like last week I did the drone link video, and my entire live stream just kind of dropped off because nobody was interested. So Brett Newman and I think Steve stayed around. So what would you guys like me to talk about on my live stream or do videos on my channel? I'm very interested in drones, but drones have been kind of stale lately. Just because nothing new has really come out, and I haven't bought anything. I have a couple videos that I haven't edited yet, and it's been like stabilization tests with action cameras, and I'm thinking about doing the so the Insta360 1R. It's an action camera. It's a 1-inch sensor camera. It's a drone camera. Like, it has a lot of like modular items. So I'm comparing that camera to other cameras. And is it good enough to just buy that one modular set and not even have to buy another camera? Or, it might be a camera that is good at everything, but not excellent at anything. So we'll see. So Nacho said he's hating his new PC. That sucks. You built that out of like really old parts though, right? Or was it like a combination of several computers? I know you had said that you were getting, you had a bunch of parts sitting around, so you built it. How China's innovation leads the tech and YouTube world. That's a good topic. I'm not really good at like talking about smart things, so I might not be the best person for that. But whoa, Chevy's here. What's up, man? Chevy and Lucas. I don't know Lucas. Brent Newman says China's innovation in virus releases as well. So all of his parts are 9 years old. So what are the specs on a 9-year-old computer? Like, what's your processor like? Is it like an i5 or? Whoa, Fishing for Success gave me a super chat. Thank you so much. You're supposed to chat something. But thanks for the tip. So, Fishing for Success, what's going on with your friend? Did your friend have the coronavirus? I don't know if I know who Fishing for Success probably told me his name before, but I don't remember what it is. It's hard to remember what names go with what channel names or avatar names or usernames or whatever. We had a Sunday school class over Zoom, and a lot of the kids are using their parents' Zoom account. And so I was like calling all these kids the wrong names because I was just reading the name that was under their video. So, yeah. So Daniela said the new mutation of the virus in China's second wave. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, the second waves, because like we were talking about it today, like we can't wait to eat Mexican food, or we can't wait for me, it's a Fat Mo cheeseburger and Nashville hot chicken. Those are the two things that I really, really want. And yeah, I'm wondering what'll happen whenever people go out. When the government says we can go out and in public again, and we all go to a restaurant, and then we missed one guy that had the virus, and then we have to go through this all over again because we were in a hurry to get back out and socialize. So that's kind of what in the back of my mind what could happen. So yeah, we'll see. Oh, Nacho's got the specs up. So let's see what the specs are. So the AMD Phenom 2, wow. 16 gigs of DDR, 130 or 1333 megahertz. GTX 970 is not bad. Okay, so that's 5 years old. Yeah, that's not bad at all. 16 gigs of RAM's good. I don't even remember what an AMD Phenom 2 is. All right, Fishing for Success said, so he traveled from North Carolina to New Mexico, back to North Carolina, got sick, and went to the ER to find out that he got it. Oh, that sucks. He's better today, though. I've had 2 friends that had it. Nacho, did you have it? Or were you just quarantined because you... I feel like you actually had it, didn't you? I have another friend that I went to middle school with. He got it, and so he was just showing pictures of his room all the time. Frame of mind will come when we have a corona antibody test. Yeah, as long as it's curable, then we'll be fine. But if we're all fearful of a disease that we can't fix, that's where it really sucks. Nice. I just said nice and I wasn't very specific. This is what I was saying nice to. I like putting these up because you guys got some cool logos. Nacho's got a cool logo. So when you were sick, Nacho, are you talking about when you were sick the first time? Yeah, I kind of think you had it then. And you're probably the reason Colorado got the virus. I'm just kidding. And then Chevy. So Chevy, are you watching me on 2 different accounts? The specs on my PC, I would have to look that up, and I don't want to look that up right now. I am running a so the computer that I'm looking at right here, which has this really crappy camera, it has it's a Surface Laptop 3. So it has like a i7 on it, and it's very decent for the size that it is. It's kind of like the size of a MacBook Air, super light. But the reason I like it is I've had Surfaces in the past, but I couldn't really sit on my couch and use my Surface because the keyboard was just a cover keyboard, kind of like an iPad cover, and it fell off, and then my whole tablet would just fall off my lap and onto the floor, and I was afraid it was going to get scratched and all that kind of stuff. This one does not come apart, but I have an iPad, so I don't really need a PC that comes apart. So this one will sit in my lap, and has a hinge. So that's what I love about it. So let's see. So Fishing for Success said that he's heard of bad reviews on these laptops. Reviews. So I've been a kind of a tech reviewer for almost 3 years now on YouTube. And something that I've noticed is what I've done on my channel is I've tried to be very, very open-minded. I don't want to be a specific, like a fanboy for a specific company. I don't want to be only do DJI videos. So that's why I have a unique drone. I have a Parrot drone. I will definitely tell you my favorite after playing with all those drones, but I'm not one of those guys that is sponsored by DJI, so every drone sucks except for DJI. I'm not that guy. I'm also the guy that I have PCs and I have Macs, so I'm not. I like different operating systems for different things. There are limitations on a Mac because it's so closed and so secure, and there are a lot of cons with the PCs because they're so open and can very easily get viruses and stuff like that. But you can do a lot more on a PC because it's not so closed. And if you know what you're doing, then you don't get the viruses. And then I'm also iOS. Like I have a Android tablet and an Android phone. I've got 2 Android phones, a couple Android tablets, and then I have a iPad, an iPhone, and the whole family out there has all of my old iPhones. So there are several iPhones in this family. I even talked to my mother into getting an iPhone. So she's in her 70s on her little iPhone. But so with that said, the Surface has had bad reviews, but it all depends on what you're comparing it to. I think the Surface laptop has been amazing, but this is probably maybe my 6th Surface. So the Surfaces used to be the most amazing things for me, but now it's really just a PC that is in a nice shape. So I haven't had any issues with it. I mean, it runs software. I've been able to live stream from it. It does the internet. Facebook's all right. I even played on my lunch break. I played Fortnite on it, and that went really well. I can put a SIM card in it. So there's all these things that I love about it. I love the fact that I can just open my laptop up on a long drive and go for it. Chevy wants me to show his logo. It's pretty decent. So Chevy's spending my entire live stream changing his avatars and his name. Sinatra Rolling says, my son PC is made up. I made is a bit faster. Ryzen 5 RTX 5700. Nice. 32 gigs. Wow. That's awesome. He plays games at the highest setting with frame rates of at least 100 frames per second. Sweet. But the GTX 970 fans are dead, so I have to cool it. I'm just going to show this. So the fans are dead. So the graphic card works, but the fans are dead, so you have to actually cool it with another fan, right? What are your MacGyver techniques? Are we all showing our specs? So Fishing for Success has an Intel Core i7, 4.8 gigahertz. It's got a RTX 2080. Dang. Gaming Plus, RAM Corsair. I don't know how to say that. Corsair? I have a Corsair box. DDR4, 32 gig. Liquid cooling. Very nice. So do you do VR Fishing for Success? The reason I got my gaming rig is so I could run the Oculus Rift. And then I sold my Rift and got the Rift S. And then I sold my Rift S because now the Quest is pretty much a Rift S with just USB-C cord in the side of it. So, but I think I only have I've got a 1060 or 1070. I can't remember. But I mean, it does what I need it to do fine. But I would really like to get a better computer. But I'm starting to spend so much money, I just need to stop. So Nacho said, "You win." Most time, so Daniela runs Linux. Did an open sandbox with a Hackintosh. Nice. So Fishing for Success has a flight simulator set up. Do you have is it a VR? I saw this guy, it was a racing setup. A lot of my relatives, like my wife's family, everybody in my wife's family is a race car driver. And so my nephew has he has a chair with like legitimate car pedals, a legitimate steering wheel, and a shifter. And then he's got 3 monitors that kind of curve around so that his entire view is covered. And it's like riding in a race car. And then he's got this, I think it's Project Cars, that he plays on it, where he can tune the cars to act just like his race car. So he's actually practicing racing in the simulator, which is pretty awesome. Dang, 3 4K monitors. Very nice. This turned into a PC spec show. Daniela said, I run a HP Z420 with liquid cooling and 128 gigabytes of RAM. Nice. All right. Well, it is after 8 o'clock, and I am going to go ahead and finish the show out here, just because I am tired, and we've been going for an hour and 41 minutes. So that's pretty awesome. There was no downtime tonight, so that was pretty cool. Love hanging out with you guys. Love talking to you guys and chatting every week. Hope you guys are having a great week, a great month. I know times are a little tough right now, but they're going to get better. But yeah, hope you guys like this chat. Please like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell for notifications of when I put out more videos, when I put out more live chats, when we talk about our specs on our computers. Stay tuned for the CineWhoop videos. I might do a video about a simulator just to see if I can fly in the simulator first. I think that was very wise what Nacho said. So with all that, stay healthy and have a wonderful, wonderful week, guys. Peace out.